You think you know her. You really do. But beneath the surface of her casual smiles and everyday chatter, there lies a shadowy realm of secrets darker than you ever imagined. Secrets she guards fiercely, hidden so well that even she might struggle to face them fully. The woman who hides these truths is not just mysterious, she's a walking enigma, a puzzle wrapped in silence, and you never saw it coming. It starts in the ordinary moments. That passing glance, a hesitation before answering, the subtle change in tone when certain topics arise. You dismiss them at first. Everyone has private thoughts, right? But these aren't the small, harmless whispers we all keep to ourselves. No, these are deep, dangerous secrets, buried truths that could shatter everything you believe about her, about your relationship, about trust itself. You think you know her because she's shared parts of her life with you. But what she keeps locked away is a different story altogether. These are the secrets that twist the fabric of reality, coloring her world in shades you don't see. They're the hidden fears she won't admit, the past mistakes she buries, the desires she masks behind a carefully constructed facade. And when these secrets finally surface, the shock hits like a freight train. You're left scrambling for answers, wondering how you missed the signs, how you never saw the cracks beneath the surface. The woman who hides these secrets isn't malicious by default. She's terrified of exposure, paralyzed by the thought that revealing the truth could mean losing everything, her dignity, her love, her place in your life. So she keeps them close, tucked away behind a smile that feels more like armor. You deserve the truth, but she's convinced that truth is too dangerous, too volatile to share. You never saw it coming because these secrets are wrapped in layers of deception, sometimes even self-deception. She tells herself the lies she needs to survive, convincing herself that silence is safety. But silence is a poison. It eats away at the foundation of trust between you. It creates a shadow war where every word unsaid, every truth hidden, becomes a weapon turned inward. These secrets don't just live in the past, they infect the present, poisoning the everyday interactions you share. The woman who hides them behaves differently around you, but not in ways that scream danger. Instead, it's the subtle shifts, the guarded responses, the vague explanations, the sudden changes in mood, that ripple beneath the surface. You might chalk it up to stress or tiredness, but it's much more than that. It's the weight of a hidden world she carries alone. And what's truly terrifying is how these secrets can redefine her identity, not just in your eyes but in her own. The woman you think you know is fractured by these hidden truths. She compartmentalizes her life, creating a persona for you, a version that's safe, acceptable, and lovable, while the real story remains locked away, where no one can reach. This dual existence is exhausting, and it's a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. You think you know her, but you don't have a clue. That's the bitter pill you have to swallow. The woman who hides these secrets is a master of disguise, a performer in a play where the script is written by fear and necessity. She navigates daily life with a practiced ease that fools even the closest observers. But beneath that practiced smile, there's a storm raging, a torrent of emotions, regrets, and fears she can't share. The discovery of these secrets often comes too late. It's a slow unraveling, a series of small revelations that, when pieced together, reveal a truth far more complex and dangerous than you ever expected. You find out about past betrayals, hidden desires, or painful experiences she never mentioned. You learn about the battles she fights in silence, the parts of her life she's ashamed of, or the choices that haunt her. Each revelation cuts deeper than the last, leaving you reeling, questioning everything. And the worst part? The woman who hides these secrets might not even understand the full extent of her own concealment. Sometimes, the secrets are so deeply ingrained that they become part of her subconscious, shaping her actions and reactions without her realizing. She's trapped in a cycle of secrecy and shame, unable to break free because the cost of exposure feels too high. You deserve the truth, but it's wrapped in layers of denial and fear. The woman who hides these secrets isn't just protecting herself, she's protecting a fragile version of herself that she's afraid to lose. She's terrified that if the truth comes out, she'll be abandoned, judged, or worse, left alone with the raw reality of her own life. This isn't just about trust. This is about survival. Every relationship is built on trust, but what happens when trust is built on illusion? When the foundation is cracked by secrets too dangerous to reveal? The woman who hides these truths creates a barrier that's almost impossible to penetrate. She keeps you at arm's length, not because she doesn't care, but because she fears what will happen if you get too close. You never saw it coming because the signs were disguised as normalcy. A missed call, a vague excuse, a sudden mood swing, each one a tiny thread in the web of secrecy she's spun. And once you start pulling at those threads, the whole thing can unravel fast. What seemed like small, isolated incidents suddenly connect, revealing a pattern of concealment so intricate it's almost poetic in its deception. It's happening everywhere. You think your situation is unique, that your woman is different. But this pattern of hidden secrets is a widespread phenomenon, a silent epidemic in relationships across the board. The woman who hides these secrets is not a rare breed, she's part of a larger social fabric woven with fear, shame, and the desperate need to protect the fragile self. You deserve the truth. Not the half-truths or the carefully curated versions she offers. The raw, unfiltered reality, no matter how ugly or painful it may be. Because only then can you truly understand her, the woman you thought you knew. Only then can you decide if what you have is real or just a beautiful lie. So pay attention to the signs. Listen to the silence between her words. Watch for the moments she pulls away or guards herself more fiercely than usual. These are the cracks in the facade, the glimpses into the hidden world she refuses to share. The woman who hides these secrets carries a burden that's as heavy as a mountain, and it's crushing her from the inside out. You think you know her. But the truth is, you never really did. And until those secrets come to light, the distance between you will only grow wider, the trust more fragile, and the danger lurking just beneath the surface will continue to grow. She keeps these secrets because she's terrified of what will happen if she doesn't. And in that terror lies the most dangerous secret of all, the fear that she might lose everything if the truth ever escapes. You think you know why she keeps those secrets, but the truth cuts deeper than simple fear or pride. The woman who hides her darkest truths often does so because society has cornered her, forcing silence with its unyielding expectations. From the moment she learns to navigate the world, she's handed a script: be perfect, be nurturing, be strong but not too strong, be desirable but not threatening. These cultural chains bind her tightly, leaving little room for genuine expression. It's a brutal paradox. She's expected to be flawless, and flawless she must appear, even when the weight of her hidden truths threatens to crush her. The pressure to maintain that image creates a breeding ground for secrecy, where her fears, desires, and struggles become locked away, forbidden to see the light. You deserve the truth, but the truth has been silenced by decades, even centuries, of societal rules designed to keep her in line. This isn't just about individual choice, it's about survival. The woman who hides these secrets isn't just shielding herself from your judgment, she's protecting herself from a world that punishes vulnerability. Show weakness, and you risk being labeled unstable. Reveal too much ambition, and you're called selfish or cold. Admit to struggles, and you might be dismissed or pitted. So she learns early on that some things are better left unspoken. Psychologically, this secret-keeping becomes a defense mechanism, a fortress built from fear and necessity. It protects her from rejection, shame, and the harsh spotlight of scrutiny. But it's a double-edged sword. While secrecy shields her, it also isolates her, trapping her in a lonely prison of silence. The woman who hides these secrets is both the victim and the jailer, caught in a cycle that's difficult to break. These secrets aren't random, they have patterns. Many revolve around personal ambitions she's afraid to voice, vulnerabilities she cannot admit, or past experiences that haunt her. Maybe she dreams of something beyond the roles assigned to her but fears the backlash if she steps outside the lines. Maybe she suffers from wounds so deep she can't bring herself to share them, even with those closest to her. You never saw it coming because these secrets are carefully curated to stay hidden. When you compare this to how men keep secrets, the contrast is stark. Men often hide their fears and weaknesses outwardly, using aggression or withdrawal as shields. Women, on the other hand, tend to internalize, crafting intricate facades that mask their true feelings. This is not to say one is better or worse, just different. And it's this difference that makes her secrets so dangerous to uncover. They're woven into the very fabric of her identity, not just surface lies. The woman who hides these secrets does so because the cost of exposure is too high. The societal script she's been handed promises rejection, humiliation, or worse if she steps out of line. That's why she keeps these truths buried, not just from you, but from herself. Sometimes, the secrets become so embedded that she forgets they're there, only to have them surface in unexpected ways, through dreams, slips of the tongue, or emotional breakdowns. You think she's strong, but this strength is a mask. Behind it lies a fragile psyche, fraying under the strain of years spent hiding. The woman who hides these secrets is terrified of losing the carefully constructed life she's built, even if that life is built on lies and silence. She's caught in a trap where honesty feels like a threat, not a relief. It's a survival tactic, plain and simple. She keeps these secrets because she believes they protect her from a world that is often cruel and unforgiving. The emotional cost of revealing her true self seems too high, so she chooses silence instead. But silence comes at a price. It breeds misunderstanding, resentment, and emotional distance. The woman who hides these secrets is paying that price every day, even if you don't see it. What kinds of secrets are we talking about? They range widely, from ambitions she's too scared to voice, to vulnerabilities she hides beneath layers of composure, to past mistakes or traumas she buries deep. Sometimes, these secrets are about her identity, fears about who she really is or what she truly wants. Other times, they're about shameful experiences she believes would make her unlovable. These secrets are not trivial, they are the unseen battles raging inside her. You never saw it coming because she's an expert at concealment. She compartmentalizes, creating mental boxes where she locks away the parts of herself that don't fit the narrative she presents to the world. It's exhausting work, and it takes a toll on her mental health. The woman who hides these secrets often feels fragmented, as if she's living multiple lives at once, none of them fully real. This cycle of secrecy is reinforced by cultural expectations that demand perfection and silence. She's taught to avoid conflict, to keep her struggles private, and to present a polished exterior at all times. This conditioning makes breaking free from secrecy daunting. The woman who hides these secrets isn't just battling her own fears, she's fighting against an entire culture that tells her silence is safer than truth. You think you know why she hides these secrets. But the reality is tangled in a web of societal norms, psychological defense mechanisms, and personal pain. It's a complex dance between wanting to be seen and fearing what that visibility might bring. The woman who hides these secrets is caught in this dance, unable to stop moving even as it drains her. And here's the cruel irony, the very secrets she hides to protect herself often become the source of her deepest pain. They isolate her from those who might help, trap her in loneliness, and create barriers that seem insurmountable. You deserve the truth, but she's convinced that truth is a weapon pointed at her heart. This secrecy is a survival strategy shaped by forces far beyond personal choice. You think you know her motivations, but they're layered with fear instilled by generations of expectations. The woman who hides these secrets is a product of a world that demands silence from her, even when that silence is killing her inside. So, while you may see only the surface, the smiles, the laughter, the everyday moments, underneath lies a battlefield. The woman who hides these secrets is fighting wars you'll never see, carrying burdens that would break most people. And every secret kept is a wound unhealed, a story untold, a truth left to fester in the dark. This isn't just about her. It's about the culture that compels her to hide, the psychological scars that bind her, and the emotional costs that ripple through every relationship she touches. You never saw it coming because you didn't know the full story, because the woman who hides these secrets is an expert at keeping the past, the pain, and the truth locked away. You deserve the truth, but that truth is tangled in a web of social pressures and psychological survival tactics. Until those forces are acknowledged, the secrets will remain, hidden and dangerous, shaping her life and your relationship in ways you can't yet understand. You think openness is the foundation of a strong relationship. You're right, except when it's one-sided. The woman who hides dangerous secrets creates a chasm where intimacy should be, a silent barrier that slowly suffocates trust and breeds misunderstanding. You never saw it coming because these secrets don't announce themselves with fanfare. They seep into the cracks of your connection, widening gaps you didn't realize existed. Imagine trying to build a bridge with missing pieces. Every undisclosed truth is a plank gone, every lie or omission a weakened support beam. The woman who hides these secrets isn't just concealing facts, she's erecting walls between you, walls made of silence, half-truths, and carefully guarded shadows. You might feel the distance growing, but it's hard to pinpoint why. The emotional disconnect isn't always loud, sometimes it's a quiet erosion, a slow fade of the closeness you once took for granted. What's worse is that this secrecy breeds suspicion. When you sense something's off but can't grasp what it is, your mind starts to fill in the blanks. You question her motives, her feelings, even her loyalty. The woman who hides these secrets forces you into a guessing game where every silence screams louder than words. And guess what? That game is rigged to make you lose. You think trust is unbreakable, but it's fragile as glass when built on half-truths. The woman who hides her fears, regrets, and past mistakes isn't just keeping you in the dark, she's undermining the very foundation of your relationship. When those secrets finally surface, as they inevitably do, the fallout can be catastrophic. Betrayal, anger, confusion, they hit like a tidal wave, sweeping away years of shared moments in an instant. But it's not just about the moment of revelation. It's the emotional burden that builds quietly over time. The woman who hides these secrets carries a heavy load of guilt, anxiety, and fear. She's constantly juggling the risk of exposure with the need to maintain her facade. This internal struggle seeps into her behavior, coloring interactions with you in ways you might not notice but can feel deep down. You deserve the truth, but you're often left with fragments, partial glimpses that never tell the whole story. The emotional distance grows because she can't fully open up, and you can't fully understand. It's a vicious cycle where secrecy begets secrecy, mistrust begets mistrust. The more she hides, the less connected you feel. The less connected you feel, the more she retreats further into silence. Intimacy thrives on vulnerability, but the woman who hides these secrets is terrified of being vulnerable. To her, vulnerability means risk of judgment, rejection, and loss. So she chooses safety in silence, even if that safety is an illusion. You think she's distant or cold, but what you're seeing is the armor she wears to protect her fragile inner world. This isn't about a lack of love or care. Often, the woman who hides these secrets loves deeply but is paralyzed by the fear that revealing the truth will destroy what she values most. She's stuck between wanting to be honest and needing to protect herself, caught in a painful tug-of-war that leaves both of you emotionally stranded. You never saw it coming because the signs are subtle, missed opportunities for real conversation, evasive answers, moments when she shuts down instead of opening up. These aren't just quirks, they're symptoms of a deeper problem. The woman who hides these secrets is sending out distress signals, but they're easy to miss when you don't know what to look for. When trust is compromised by secrecy, forgiveness becomes complicated. You want to understand, to move past the betrayal, but the emotional scars linger. The woman who hides these secrets often struggles with shame and guilt, making it hard for her to offer genuine apologies or rebuild trust. And you're left wondering if things will ever be the same, or if the foundation has been irreparably damaged. This emotional fallout affects mental health too. Carrying such weight in silence can lead to anxiety, depression, and feelings of isolation. The woman who hides these secrets suffers alone, afraid to reach out, convinced that no one could possibly understand. And you, caught in the crossfire, endure the consequences of this unspoken pain. You think relationships are about sharing everything, but sometimes the woman you love is battling invisible wars. She keeps these secrets not to hurt you but to shield herself from a world that feels too harsh, too unforgiving. Yet, the very act of hiding creates a chasm that threatens to swallow the connection whole. It's not just emotional distance, it's a breakdown of the very language of intimacy. When truths are withheld, when fears are masked, communication becomes superficial. The woman who hides these secrets might talk, but she's not truly sharing. And without genuine sharing, the relationship becomes a house built on sand, vulnerable to every storm. You deserve the truth, but the woman who hides these secrets believes that truth will only bring destruction. So she keeps her guard up, even as it pushes you away. It's a paradox of love and fear, closeness and distance, honesty and deception. You never saw it coming because the woman who hides these secrets is a master of disguise. She can smile, laugh, and seem present while carrying worlds of silence inside. And that silence speaks volumes. It shouts of pain, fear, and loneliness that no one else sees. When you catch glimpses of her true feelings, those moments when the mask slips, you realize how heavy the burden is. You see the strain in her eyes, the hesitation in her voice, the flicker of something unspoken. But by then, the damage might already be done. The woman who hides these secrets has already built walls too high to climb easily. It's a dangerous game of emotional roulette. Every secret kept is a bet against the relationship's future, a risk that the truth will one day explode into chaos. And when it does, the aftermath can be devastating: broken trust, fractured bonds, and hearts left bleeding in the wreckage. You deserve the truth, not just for your sake but for hers too. Because only when those dangerous secrets are brought into the light can healing begin. Only then can the walls come down, and true intimacy be rebuilt on a foundation of honesty. But until that moment, the woman who hides these secrets remains trapped in her silence, and you remain trapped in a relationship shadowed by doubt and distance. The emotional cost is high, and the stakes are even higher. You never saw it coming, but it's happening right now, slowly, quietly, and with devastating consequences. You think the world is changing, that honesty and openness are becoming the norm. But the woman who hides dangerous secrets is still trapped in a web spun by culture and media, a web so tight it's suffocating. It's happening everywhere, yet the forces driving her silence are invisible, insidious, and relentless. You never saw it coming because these influences hide behind glossy images and catchy slogans, masking the real pressures that keep her silent. Social norms dictate more than you realize. They shape what she's allowed to say, how she should behave, and what parts of herself she must conceal. The woman who hides these secrets is constantly navigating a minefield of expectations: be successful but not too ambitious, be independent but not intimidating, be open but not vulnerable. It's a no-win game, and the stakes are her very identity. Media plays a critical role in this charade. From movies to magazines, from social media to advertising, women are bombarded with idealized images of perfection. The flawless body, the perfect relationship, the unshakable confidence, it's all a carefully curated illusion. The woman who hides these secrets consumes this narrative daily, internalizing the message that anything less than perfect is unacceptable. This bombardment fuels secrecy. Why reveal a flaw when the world demands perfection? Why admit to struggles when the spotlight only shines on success? The woman who hides these secrets learns to mask her pain behind filters and carefully crafted posts, creating an online persona that hides her true self. Social media becomes both a shield and a prison, exposing her to judgment while allowing her to hide behind a screen. You think social media is a window into her life, but often it's a mirror reflecting what she wishes others to see, not the messy reality. The woman who hides her secrets uses these platforms to project an image of control and happiness, even as she battles internal chaos. This duality is exhausting and isolating. The more perfect her online world appears, the deeper her real struggles remain buried. Peer pressure adds another layer of complexity. Friends, family, colleagues, they all play a role in reinforcing the culture of silence. The woman who hides these secrets fears judgment and rejection from those closest to her. She's learned that certain truths aren't safe to share, that vulnerability can be weaponized against her. So she chooses silence, sacrificing authenticity for acceptance. This social conditioning extends beyond individual relationships. It's woven into the fabric of communities and societies. The woman who hides these secrets is part of a larger system that rewards conformity and punishes deviation. She's caught in a cycle where revealing the truth could mean losing social standing, respect, or even love. The cost of exposure is simply too high. The transformation of secret-keeping in the digital age is particularly brutal. What once was private now teeters on the edge of public spectacle. A single misstep, a careless comment, or a leaked message can ignite a firestorm of scrutiny. The woman who hides these secrets lives in fear of that exposure, knowing that the digital footprint she leaves behind can be weaponized at any moment. You think technology makes honesty easier, but for her, it often tightens the chains. The constant connectivity means there's no real escape from the gaze of others. Privacy is a luxury few can afford. The woman who hides these secrets must navigate this landscape carefully, balancing the need for connection with the need for concealment. This precarious balance shapes her behavior in profound ways. She becomes adept at crafting narratives, controlling what is seen and what remains hidden. The woman who hides these secrets is a master of curation, presenting a version of herself designed to deflect suspicion and maintain her social standing. But this performance takes a toll. The gap between her real self and her projected self widens, deepening her isolation. You never saw it coming because these cultural and media pressures operate beneath the surface, invisible yet powerful. They don't just influence what she says, they shape who she is and who she believes she must be. The woman who hides these secrets isn't just keeping truths from you, she's hiding from a world that demands perfection and punishes imperfection. The consequences ripple through every aspect of her life, from her self-esteem to her relationships. The woman who hides these secrets carries the weight of societal expectations like an invisible shackle. It restricts her freedom to be honest, to be vulnerable, to be herself. And in doing so, it creates a fertile ground for dangerous secrets to take root. You deserve the truth, but the truth is entangled in a web of social influence and media distortion. The woman who hides these secrets is not just a victim of her own fears, she's a product of a culture that values appearance over authenticity, silence over honesty. Until these forces are acknowledged and challenged, the cycle of secrecy will continue. It's a brutal irony that the very tools meant to connect us often deepen the divide. The woman who hides these secrets uses technology to build walls, crafting an online persona that masks her true struggles. She is both more visible and more invisible than ever before, trapped in a paradox of exposure and concealment. This isn't just her problem, it's a societal problem. The pressures that drive her to secrecy are systemic, reinforced by media narratives and social expectations that leave little room for imperfection. You never saw it coming because these forces work quietly, shaping behavior and identity in ways that are hard to detect until the damage is done. The woman who hides these secrets is fighting a losing battle against a culture that demands silence even as it demands perfection. She's terrified of exposure not just because of personal consequences but because the world she lives in is unforgiving. Every secret she keeps is a shield against judgment, a desperate attempt to survive in a world that often feels hostile and cold. You think you know her story, but the real story is written by these unseen forces. The woman who hides these secrets is caught in a web spun by culture, media, and social pressure, a web that tightens around her every day. And until that web is broken, the secrets will remain, dangerous and hidden, shaping her life and your relationship in ways you can't yet see. You think uncovering her secrets will bring clarity, maybe even relief. But the truth is brutal, raw, and often devastating. The woman who hides these dangerous secrets carries a ticking time bomb, and when it explodes, it doesn't just shake your world, it shatters it. The fallout is inevitable, and it's not pretty. Emotional upheaval floods in like a storm, tearing apart the delicate threads that once held you together. The moment those secrets come to light, everything changes. The woman you thought you knew becomes a stranger, her hidden truths rewriting your entire history together. You're left grappling with betrayal, confusion, and anger. How could she keep this from you? What else is she hiding? The questions swarm your mind, relentless and unforgiving. It's not just about the secrets themselves, it's about the trust that's been broken. Trust isn't a switch you can flip back on once it's shattered. The woman who hides these secrets has fractured the foundation of your relationship, and rebuilding it is a monumental task. You deserve the truth, but the path to healing is thorny and uncertain. The psychological impact cuts deep, affecting both of you. For her, exposure brings shame, guilt, and fear of rejection. She's vulnerable in ways she never imagined, stripped bare before the person she wanted most to protect. For you, the shock can trigger feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and emotional pain. The woman who hides these secrets becomes both victim and perpetrator in a tangled web of hurt. Forgiveness feels like a mountain too high to climb. You want to forgive, to move past the betrayal, but the wounds are fresh and raw. The woman who hides these secrets struggles too, battling shame and the fear that she's irreparably damaged the relationship. It's a painful dance of broken hearts trying to find a way back to each other, but the road is fraught with obstacles. You think understanding might ease the pain, but comprehension alone isn't enough. The emotional scars run deep, leaving cracks that time alone can't mend. The woman who hides these secrets may try to explain, to justify, but words often fall short. The damage done lingers, coloring every interaction with doubt and caution. This is where empathy becomes crucial. You have to see beyond the betrayal to the fear and pain that drove her silence. The woman who hides these secrets isn't simply deceitful, she's terrified, caught in a prison of her own making. Recognizing this complexity is the first step toward healing, though it doesn't erase the hurt. Supporting her means creating a space where honesty can flourish without fear of judgment or rejection. You deserve the truth, but she needs safety to share it. Encouraging open communication isn't about prying or accusing, it's about building trust brick by brick, allowing the woman who hides these secrets to lower her guard. This process demands patience and resilience. It's not a quick fix but a slow, often painful journey. The woman who hides these secrets must confront her fears and embrace vulnerability, a terrifying prospect for someone who has spent so long hiding. And you must be willing to walk beside her, even when the path is rocky and uncertain. The consequences of secrecy ripple far beyond the individual. They affect families, friendships, and communities. The emotional toll can lead to isolation, depression, and estrangement. The woman who hides these secrets often feels alone in her struggle, disconnected from the very people she wants to trust. Breaking this cycle requires collective effort, understanding, and compassion. You think you're powerless in this, but you're not. Your response matters. How you react to the revelation of these secrets can either deepen the wounds or begin the healing. The woman who hides these secrets needs to know that truth is not a weapon but a bridge, a way back to connection and understanding. Growth is possible, even after devastation. The woman who hides these secrets can learn to embrace honesty and vulnerability, shedding the armor that has protected and imprisoned her. And you can learn to rebuild trust, not by forgetting the past, but by confronting it together with courage and empathy. The path forward is hard and uncertain. There will be setbacks, misunderstandings, and moments of doubt. But the alternative, remaining trapped in silence and suspicion, is a slow death for any relationship. You deserve the truth, and so does she. Only through truth can you find the possibility of healing. The woman who hides these secrets has the potential to transform pain into strength, silence into dialogue, and fear into hope. But this transformation requires both of you to confront harsh realities, embrace vulnerability, and commit to a new way of relating. You never saw it coming, but now that it's here, you face a choice. Let these secrets destroy everything, or use them as a catalyst for change. The consequences are profound, the risks high, but so too is the potential for growth and renewal. In the end, the dangerous secrets she keeps are not just a burden, they're a call for understanding, a desperate plea for connection in a world that often demands perfection and silence. You deserve the truth, and only by embracing that truth can you hope to navigate the treacherous terrain ahead. If you loved the story, like the video and subscribe.